Ladies and gentlemen, the University of Helsinki wants to drive change. We want to make a strong impact globally. We want our students to become change makers. We believe that science are learning and learning are for everyone. The University of Helsinki wants to contribute to solving some of the most pressing challenges of our times. The future of our planet, climate change, loss of biodiversity, the current pandemic, and future pandemics. We want to address challenges in food security, good health, and quality education for all. No man is an island, nor is a university. Nobody can solve these challenges alone. We need excellent partners to flourish. At the University of Helsinki, we want to build a new kind of North-South collaboration to bring new insights and spur mutual learning. Today is a historical day for the University of Helsinki, since the strategic partnership we are forging now is the first strategic partnership in Africa for us. We are very happy and extremely proud that we will join forces with the University of Nairobi, one of the very best universities in the African continent. The University of Helsinki has a very strong collaboration with the University of Nairobi in several research fields. We have chosen to start with 3 foci areas: One Health, food security, and teacher education. I would like to thank all researchers at the 2 universities who have been conducting excellent research on which we can build. We hope this partnership will give boost to new exciting and interdisciplinary projects that push boundaries of knowledge. I would also like to mention the University of Helsinki's research station in Taita, Kenya. This has been a very important venue for collaboration already for 10 years and will become even more important in the future. The University of Helsinki and the University of Nairobi have a lot in common. Both universities are the oldest, the largest, and the best universities in their countries. But what is more important is the spirit behind this partnership. Let me illustrate this spirit with 3 keywords: genuine collaboration, empowerment, and hope. Ladies and gentlemen, from the start it has been easy to find a common language, mutual understanding, and shared goals. I would like to express my gratitude to Professor Stephen Kiama, Vice-Chancellor at the University of Nairobi, as well as Professor Horace Oshanda, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, for their engagement, enthusiastic response, and great devotion. I am very much looking forward to what both universities will gain and learn from this collaboration. Both universities also believe in empowerment. In the end, everything depends on people. Universities work for the benefit of next generations. We want to boost talent across borders. The University of Helsinki strongly believes that this partnership will make us stronger together. It will bring many exciting opportunities, access to new innovation ecosystems, new kinds of research insights, mobility opportunities, and new ways of teaching and learning. I started by stating some of the most pressing challenges we need to face. And yes, we will be addressing challenges and trying to find solutions to them. We need good answers, and they will lead to new, trickier questions. But above all, we need hope. We need to build a better future together. And I am confident that in this partnership, this is exactly what we will do. Thank you.
Cabinet Secretary, represented by the Principal Secretary, State Department of Higher Education and Research, Ambassador Simon Nabukwesi, the Rector, Professor Sari Lindblom, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the University of Nairobi is celebrating 50 years since it was transformed into the first national university in Kenya on July 1st, 1970. We therefore have the inherent role in providing leadership in higher education as the oldest institutions of higher learning in Kenya. The University of Nairobi places high premium on establishing partnerships, linkages, and collaborative engagements with government, industry, and the other institutions of higher education, as this builds and enhances our knowledge base and growth opportunities. The University of Nairobi is happy to enter into a formal collaborative agreement with world-renowned academic institutions such as the University of Helsinki in Finland. The high standards set by the university ensures that our students, both undergraduate and postgraduate, as well as the faculty, are respected and valued throughout the world. Thus, there is going to be mutual benefits between the two institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, the collaboration with the University of Helsinki in Finland is aimed at fostering research, training, as well as technology transfer for both staff and students. It is through such collaborations that our vision to be a world-class university committed to scholarly excellence will be realized. The President of the Republic of Kenya identified 4 policy priority areas in his development delivery plan: health, food security, housing, and manufacturing. He dubbed this the Big Four agenda. I am happy to note that the focus of this collaboration on the 2 themes of food security and health is well aligned with these priority areas. In 2015, discussions between the 2 universities led to collaborative research between the University of Nairobi and the University of Helsinki on zoonotic and emerging viral infections in Kenya. I look forward to hearing the latest research findings from this long-standing collaboration between our 2 institutions. In 2020, talks on collaboration between the University of Nairobi, the University of Helsinki, and the Rector, a private Finnish company, led to another collaborative agreement being signed this month. This collaboration will see the launch of an online course on artificial intelligence at the School of Computing and Informatics, University of Nairobi. This course is vital because AI-based applications are now being developed in every domain of social and economic life. Students in computing and non-computing fields need to study the course to prepare themselves for a world in which there is a proliferation of AI-based applications. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me, as I conclude my remarks, to express my gratitude to Professor Sari Lindblom, the Rector of the University of Helsinki, as well as Professor Hanna Stellman, the Vice-Rector, and Dr. Anna Maria Salmi, Head of Development, for your efforts in ensuring that the discussions we have had translate into the commitment for long-term collaboration between the oldest universities in Kenya and Finland. I have no doubt that given our combined strength, we shall be able to bring about the transformation that is badly needed in our societies and institutions of higher learning. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Dear friends, first, let me congratulate the Universities of Helsinki and Nairobi for your new strategic partnership. We are programming our EU funds and preparing the upcoming African Union-European Union Summit. 2021 is an important year for strengthening EU-Africa partnership. Your partnership is therefore very timely. Dear colleagues, I have put youth and education at the heart of my mandate and EU's international partnerships. Empowering the next generation is the smartest investment on future. This is why I am increasing EU spending on education in partner countries to at least 10%. In line with our new Africa strategy, high-quality international academic cooperation between our continents needs to be scaled up. We need to engage with the best talent, promote peer learning, and joint international research and innovation projects. We also need to make higher education systems more international through mobility of students, teachers, trainers, and researchers. With schemes like Erasmus Plus and the Intra-Africa Academic Mobility Scheme, we are already on this path. There are over 1,500 Erasmus scholarships for exchange between Kenya and Europe alone in the last 5 years. And we aim to ramp this up in the future. Dear friends, your partnership rightly focuses on health, food security, and teacher education. The next generation will need the right skills to solve the pressing problems facing our planet and people. This is critical, particularly for Africa, where there is a growing need to align continent's youth's skills with labor market demand. As a former teacher, I am convinced that teacher training plays a crucial role in improving learning outcomes. Africa and Europe must make the most of win-win opportunities like the green transition and digital transformation. We are currently working on a communication on our global approach to research, innovation, education, and youth. We will align our research and innovation strategy with geopolitical changes. Dear friends, I look forward to getting updates about your partnership as it progresses. Not only are you connecting people worldwide, you are connecting ideas, innovation, and inspiration. So, congratulations again on this milestone.
The Cabinet Secretary for Education in Finland, Professor Lindblom, Rector of the University of Helsinki, Professor Kiama, Vice-Chancellor of the University of Nairobi, faculty members from both universities, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very delighted to be part of this virtual launch of the strategic partnership between the University of Nairobi in Kenya and the University of Helsinki in Finland. This partnership between one of the leading universities in Africa and one of the best universities in Europe represents an innovative approach to tackle some of the most vicious problems we are facing globally today. With a special focus on one, health, food security, and education for teachers, the two universities are joining their forces to create something exciting that will benefit not only our two countries, but also our continents. This collaborative partnership is meant to open new fields of research and convert research outputs into actions. I'm pleased to note that the partnership is founded on shared philosophy and values of contributing to a better society through discovery of new horizons of knowledge and promoting equality. The vision of this collaboration is to build an equal, long-term, and mutually beneficial partnership that will bring added value to all the parties involved. The collaboration is expected to significantly contribute to the attainment of Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, especially goal number 2 on zero hunger, goal number 3 on good health and well-being, goal number 4 on quality education, and the partnership itself is an important example of Sustainable Development Goal number 17 on partnerships for goals. This partnership is only expected to enhance North-South international cooperation, boost access to science, technology, and innovation, and enhance knowledge sharing. The COVID-19 experience has taught us about our vulnerabilities and the value of partnerships in dealing with the processing global issues. We have also learned that with the help of technology, new partnerships can be developed and sustained even when face-to-face meetings are not possible. I'm therefore very pleased with the plans on online learning and virtual mobility and the progress we have made in Kenya on this front, especially at the University of Nairobi. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to also take this opportunity to focus on one of the Sustainable Development Goals, that of quality education. The aim of this goal is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Finland is a country well known for its success in providing quality education for all. Finland is placed among the top nations in the program for International Student Assessment PISA Education Survey. Since the PISA surveys began in 2000, the Finnish 15-year-olds have consistently done very well. Kenya has a lot to learn from Finland as we implement our education reforms and the transition from the current 844 system of education to competence-based curriculum, CBC. I believe one of the secrets of success of the Finnish education system is the quality education that is also available to all children, regardless of their socioeconomic and geographical backgrounds. Finland and Kenya are obviously different in many respects, such as in the education systems and historical contexts. However, what both countries have in common is the vision of providing quality education for all. Both countries need to prepare their pupils and students to access 21st century education skills. Both countries have recently introduced reforms in their curricula. Active involvement of pupils, meaningfulness, joy of learning, and school cultures that promote enriching interaction between pupils and teachers are at the core of the new Finnish curriculum. In Kenya, the new CBC means that every learner will be well equipped with skills in the 7 core competence areas. That is communication and collaboration, critical thinking and problem solving, imagination and creativity, citizenship, learning to learn, self-efficacy, and digital literacy. Thus, there are lots of common objectives in introducing a new way of learning that focuses on the learner and acquisition of skills and competencies that are useful for solving real-life problems and boosting creative capacity. I note with great appreciation the ongoing collaboration in teacher education between the two universities. The scholars involved will train the trainers. Those are the teachers. They will use new pedagogical tools and technologies, and they will work together to equip the teachers with the competencies that will enable them to handle effectively the challenges associated with the CBC implementation in schools. This is excellent collaboration for the benefit of our two friendly nations and the next generations. On behalf of the Government of Kenya, I wish to thank the Universities of Nairobi and Helsinki for this excellent initiative. Congratulations and best wishes in your collaboration. I thank you for listening to me.
Dear participants of the virtual kickoff, it's my great pleasure to bring greetings from the state of Finland to this occasion. The University of Helsinki, which celebrates its 381st anniversary this week, is one of the Finnish universities to cooperate actively with Kenyan and other East African higher education institutions. The partnership with the University of Nairobi is a fine example of strategic cooperation and its progression. Finland's government program aims at building socially, economically and ecologically sustainable societies, both in Finland and globally. We believe education and science and innovation form of the backbone of the prosperous economies and welfare societies. They are important in our global cooperation on the African continent too. Our government's New Africa strategy, which will be published shortly, in fact places emphasis on collaborations in education, science and innovation. I am sure we can all agree that there is great new potential for enhancing cooperation between Finnish and African higher education and research communities. Moreover, the Finnish government's new funding model for higher education institutions offers a unique opportunity to build a strategic approach globally, including with African countries. Several Finnish higher education institutions will form pilot networks in areas such as healthcare and welfare, learning and teaching, sustainability, as well as innovation. The pilot activities will seek partners also from innovative and creative African science communities. Naturally, we warmly welcome new bilateral activities between Finnish and African higher education institutions. Indeed, this kickoff marks the beginning of one strategic partnership between the Universities of Helsinki and Nairobi. Dear participants, cooperation between Finland and Kenya dates back a long way. There has been active interest in and established collaboration among Finnish and Kenyan higher education institutions at different levels for many decades. To give only a few examples, the Higher Education Institutional Cooperation Program, funded by the Finnish Ministry for Foreign Affairs, recently selected 2 projects between Kenyan and Finnish higher education institutions for funding for 2020-2023. These projects build capacity in the fields of entrepreneurship, in agriculture and teacher education. The European Erasmus Plus program provides funding for both mobility and cooperation projects. Finnish and Kenyan partners have already been actively collaborating in the framework of Erasmus Plus and will be looking for new opportunities in the new program from 2021 onwards. There were more than 200 Kenyan degree students in Finnish universities in 2018. Some universities have scholarship schemes that they are open for Kenyan students too. In addition, under the Team Finland Knowledge Program, there is also new university collaboration that offers funding for multiple activities from 2022 onwards. In my capacity as State Secretary on behalf of the Ministry of Education and Culture, I wish to congratulate Helsinki University on this new opening. The role of higher education institutions worldwide is pivotal in building new partnerships and a global community that is safe and just for us all. Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm honored to speak at this virtual kickoff for the strategic partnership between the University of Helsinki and the University of Nairobi. Let me start by congratulating both universities on taking this important step to intensify and deepen their collaboration. One of the three focus areas for the partnership is to address mutual challenges relating to implementing the so-called One Health concept. It aims at a more collaborative, multisectoral, multi-level approach to health issues, also recognizing the interconnection between people, animals, plants, and their shared environment. A highly topical issue, in other words. You are also going to start a new mentoring program for young researchers called One Health Early Career Champions, and it will bring together researchers and mentors from both universities. The two other focus areas are on food security and teacher training. One Health and sustainable food security are, of course, key question for our global security and sustainable development. Durable solutions can only be found through international cooperation in research and development. No one country or continent can solve these issues on their own. This will be the first University of Helsinki strategic partnership with an African university and one of only 4 globally. To me, this is an indication that both parties see their partnership as strategically important for developing their own core activities and as an opportunity to more systematically learn from each other's specific expertise. Europe and Africa are neighbors and increasingly interdependent on each other when it comes to ensuring our security, developing our economies, and facing mutual global challenges such as climate change and achieving the Sustainable Development Agenda. You may be aware that the European Union recently adopted a new Africa strategy with the aim of deepening and broadening our partnership with Africa based on shared interests and on an equal partnership. The Finnish government is also in the final stages of adopting its own comprehensive strategy with very similar goals. We at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have been working on a new bilateral country strategy and development program for Kenya. Traditionally, we have focused mainly on development cooperation, but Kenya is developing into a lower middle income country with a dynamic economy. And our efforts are now increasingly also focusing on enhancing trade and investments between our two countries, that in order to create jobs, especially for our young people, and in order to ensure green, sustainable, inclusive growth in the aftermath of the global pandemic. We would also like to strengthen our high-level contacts and our political cooperation with Kenya. Knowledge sharing, peer learning and academic cooperation are also areas of growing interest to us. TVET will in fact be one of the focus areas in our new country program. When it comes to teacher education, Finland has got a very good reputation. But you can and should not simply copy the Finnish system. It needs to be adapted to local circumstances, culture and education systems. It is not enough to ensure that children and youth, including girls and vulnerable groups, have access to school. We need to find suitable ways to facilitate learning and to take into consideration those with special needs and less favorable backgrounds. How this is done in very different contexts is an interesting area of research, the results of which also contributes to the support and implementation of Finland's development cooperation efforts. Maybe Helsinki and Nairobi universities jointly could come up with teacher education approaches that can contribute to solving educational challenges also in other parts of Eastern Africa and the Horn of Africa. In any case, we at the Embassy of Finland look forward to a good continued cooperation with both universities, and we wish you the best of luck and success with implementing your new important strategic partnership. Thank you.
Yes, thank. We are here to really talk about the long-term collaboration we have had with the University of Helsinki. My names are Omu Anzala. I'm a professor of immunology and virology at the Department of Medical Microbiology, and also a senior research scientist at CAVI, Institute of Clinical Research, and also being a founder member of CAVI and the first director of CAVI till 2019. Now, this project started way back in 2014, 2015, when I met Professor Olli through a mutual friend, and we consulted over the internet for a while before we actually decided to put together a joint proposal and then to initiate this research project. The research project has really grown, over the years, and in the process, a number of things have happened. Here with me, I'm with Dr. Masika, who is one of our very first PhD students who joined this particular project. So I will let Masika say something a little bit before I continue. Dr. Masika?
Okay. Thank you, Prof. My name is Moses Masika. I'm a tutorial fellow in the Department of Medical Microbiology. I also teach virology and conduct research within CAVI Institute of Clinical Research. I came into this project from just after Prof. Anzala and Olli Vapalahti initiated discussions in 2015, and we have worked on several One Health research activities. And these have been on humans, mainly people who have fever in different parts of the country. We've also worked on rodents and bats, as well as the arthropods, and also linked environmental data to all these things so that we can create a picture of One Health in the work we are doing.
I'm Olli Vapalahti. I'm a medical doctor by basic education and have been studying viruses and infectious diseases now more than 30 years. During this time, the concept of One Health has emerged, emphasizing the need to take into account the health and welfare of animals and environment to ensure sustainable welfare and health for humans. The medical profession needs not only to treat humans, but to take care of mankind. In particular, emerging infections, as we so painfully have seen, do not obey border controls. So we need to look for the microbe world over borders of species and countries. While we need to look for what is found, for example, in wildlife in the north, as well as elsewhere, the diversity of all life, viruses included, is much richer, for example, in Kenya. And that's one of the reasons we are interested on the emergence of pathogens in this region of the world as well.
In addition to that, is really to look at One Health in a very comprehensive manner. So in all the research we do, we have a human arm, we have an animal arm, we have the arthropod arm, and we have the environment. Because we know all these things are linked together. If ever there was going to be an outbreak of any infection from animal to human, all these things actually come together to act and maybe give us early warning signs. So the idea is to really map our environment very, very clearly and have ability to be able to have early warning signs that this outbreak is actually likely to happen.
Without this collaboration with the University of Nairobi, I think we would have missed very much understanding on globally important issues, which are key for any research on the relevant infectious disease, how they emerge from wildlife, how they can be detected and combated in the real world. I really do understand better the challenges and the possibilities here. I think for our whole group, this has been a game changer and a huge opportunity.
We are also glad to say that between 2015 and up to now, we have had 5 publications in well peer-reviewed journals. In addition to that, we have had quite a number of abstracts in various conferences in Finland, as well as annual collaborative conferences in Nairobi. We've been able to present data in our annual conference in Nairobi in 2017, 2018, 2019. We missed doing it this year, 2020 and 2021, due to the COVID, SARS-CoV-2 COVID outbreak.
Well, the COVID mess has of course halted the travel and shifted resources and time to imminent problems at hand. I hope that we can now reset also more of the COVID research on understanding spread of SARS coronavirus 2 and the new variants also in Africa. I think here we have an opposite question in infectious disease as seen traditionally, where the West is where things are considered under control and the problems of infectious diseases are in the South. I think this is a prime example of a global problem where we are truly all in the same boat, and the West and the North, if you wish, has very little to boast about in controlling the disease.
COVID was a spillover from an animal to human, and there are likely to be more spillovers over the years. So how do we ensure that we position ourselves to have early warning signs, to be able to tell that this is an impending outbreak, and what can we do to it as quickly as possible to ensure that it doesn't become a full-blown outbreak?
I hope that the biggest successes are still ahead, but one milestone to mention is on our bat-borne virus research. So we considered or had a hypothesis that by screening wildlife in Kenya, especially at the Taita research station, and then using modern cutting-edge tools, we would unravel candidate viruses that might emerge in the future. So we had a big effort in collecting bat samples of various species around Kenya, and especially with contribution from Anzala's group and bat researchers. And after a lot of trapping and a lot of laboratory efforts, we found a new Ebola virus called Bombay virus in Angolan free-tailed bats. This happened just about the same time as American researchers published the same finding from West Africa, Sierra Leone, and from the same bat species in the so-called PREDICT project, which was to look for and sequence viruses all around the planet. It cost close to $1 billion, but this, according to them, was worth all that money and effort. I think we were much more efficient here, and this highlights that we were on the right track. However, I am also very proud of our mosquito and mosquito-borne virus efforts and results. For example, illuminating how the dengue virus too came to Kenya and spread, and we see sustained rural circulation of dengue.
Yes, I mean, for me personally, this collaboration has been of great benefit. One, because I was able to patch on to the research work that is quite extensive and carve a bit of it for my PhD, focusing on the human arm and linking this to both the animal and environmental data. I was able to interact with very accomplished mentors, especially Professor Omu Anzala here and Olli Vapalahti at the University of Helsinki, as well as other postdocs at the University of Helsinki and even other staff within our collaboration network that have managed to teach me a lot of things, both in managing collaborations, managing research, but also hardcore skills in lab work, bench work, and what have you. For me also the fieldwork was quite fun because we were able to do this as a team, having people visiting from different institutions, including Helsinki, and working together in the field to trap birds and mosquitoes. And this for me was made research much more fun and have better outputs because we were including all people, with many people with different strengths. And I'm grateful and hoping that we'll be able to grow this, have more people have share this experience with me, either as students or as faculty or as visiting scientists, so that we can improve our research output, get technology transfer between these institutions, and continue to grow our bond as universities and also as countries.
Be curious, trust yourself, trust your partner.